To start off this really interesting and complex course, we first need to define the major topics. And what better way than to define the title of the course, Environmental Science. Environmental science is the interdisciplinary study of the relationship between humans and other organisms and with the earth. Basically, it's the study of how humans impact the natural world. Environmental science is multi and interdisciplinary and encompasses a wide range of natural sciences as well as the social sciences. These include biology, ecology, geography, chemistry, geology, physics, economics, sociology, demography, and politics. Throughout this course, we're going to use concepts from each of those fields to learn about how humans impact the natural world and how we can reduce these impacts in the future. Now that we have that squared away, we need to discuss the most basic components of environmental science, the environment and science. What is the environment? The environment is the earth. It includes the land, which contains soil, with minerals essential for plant life, the water, which covers 3/4 of the earth's surface, and the atmosphere, that is composed of carbon dioxide and other important gases. We can talk about environments at different scales, up to the entire global environment, down to the billions of microenvironments that exist. For example, this extreme microenvironment in a hot spring. The second half of environmental science is the science. What is science? Science is the systematic investigation of the natural world with the goal of understanding how it works. Scientists do this by collecting data in an objective way and testing hypotheses. And to do this, scientists utilize the scientific method, which has 5 basic steps. The first step is to recognize a question or unexplained occurrence in the natural world. After identifying this, a scientist will research the topic and figure out what is already known about it. The second step is to develop a hypothesis, or in other words, an educated guess, to explain the problem. A good hypothesis is explicit and detailed enough to be tested. Scientists never aim nor can prove their hypothesis, but a hypothesis can be supported or rejected. Step 3 is to design and perform an experiment to test the hypothesis. The experiment is designed to collect data in a controlled way. This is the most fun, but also the most difficult part of the scientific process. Scientists need to be creative to design experiments and not only test their hypothesis, but exclude any other confounding factors. Step 4 is to analyze and interpret the data and reach a conclusion from their experiment. After the experiment is performed and the data is collected, a scientist needs to analyze their data and observations to determine if their hypothesis was supported. If it was supported, great. What does that mean? If it was not supported, darn, what does that mean? Step 5 is to share the new knowledge. Science is never done in a vacuum. Publishing articles and giving talks and lectures are an important way to disseminate the new knowledge that was gained through the scientific method. It also allows others to review and critique things, like the methodologies or what the scientist discovered. It also allows for others to repeat the experiment and confirm or replicate the original findings. Replication is really important, and it's an important part of the scientific process, but it can be really hard and really costly and time-consuming. And many experiments, particularly those with huge implications, can go unreplicated. For example, there's been an unprecedented uptick in scientific papers on COVID-19, but many have been released with incomplete data or faulty conclusions or insufficient replication. And this leads to many making the information about COVID-19 confusing or conflicting. Carefully, well-replicated and vetted science is important, particularly if the subject matter is important for the wider non-scientific community.